happy Easter. It's Luann Pike in my kitchen finishing up my Easter dinner. So I'm going to flip this around real quick and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. If I can get that to work. There we go. The one thing I am not doing, only because I'm not going to be able to, and I didn't realize it till last night, is I'm not making the rolls. I'm going to have to make them. I'll just make them next week or something. But the reason I'm not making the rolls is I have no more eggs. It's Easter, I have no more eggs. You stole my eggs. So I had an egg left that I was going to use for it, but then I ended up messing one up from, separating one of my eggs for the meringue and the pie, and so I'm like, oh, I don't have no more eggs. So, yeah, that recipe for those rolls I'm not going to be able to do. So here's what I'm doing. This is cooked corn on the cob, white corn, and I like to cook it on the cob. And so I cut it off in my little cake pan. Isn't that cool? Now, I would say just about everybody else in my family that makes corn on the cob, they like to cut it off first. And I'm going to put it here in my pan of butter. They like to cut it off first and then cook it. And I don't know, it must be weird or something, but I don't like that. I don't like it done that way. I never have. I like it cooked on the cob and then cut off. When you cut it off when it's raw, and then cook it, to me it makes it more like mush corn. More like it's a little more like creamed corn, but I like this better. So I have always done it this way. And I saw this little tip one time online somewhere of how you can use your cake pan. The one with the hole, the pipe in the center like this. You can use that to cut it. So I've got some melted butter and salt over there in my pan that I had showing earlier. And now I'm just cutting the cooked corn off the cob. Happy Easter! Good morning. It's almost noon. Look at there. Almost not morning anymore. So I did 8 ears of corn today. That way we'll have some extra left over. They're not terribly big. They're a little on the small side. I like the white. Always like the white corn a little better. There you go. And in the pan. That's actually half right there. 4 to go. Got my nice music playing in the background. So I'm going to take dinner to my parents today. This is actually the same thing I do every Sunday. So it's just like, we have Easter every Sunday, I guess. Not really doing anything else extra for Easter. I had nothing else to do, so no one to do it with. So this is what I do. When my parents are no longer here, I don't know what I'll do then. So I'm hoping God's going to send me somebody soon, because at some point I'm really going to be alone. And I don't want that, because it's horrible. Okay, here we go. There we go. Hello. Happy Easter. Getting my corn cut off on the cob here. It's already cooked. I always cut it off after. But isn't this clever? I did not make this up. I saw it on a cooking show. Use your tube cake pan and it doesn't make such a mess. It goes into the pan. Pretty nifty, huh? So it's one of the things I still struggle to understand is why God has left me with such an empty life that I don't get. I don't get. I pray about it all the time. But it sure has been a long time. And people will always tell me, oh, God has somebody for you. God has something better for you. Okay. I keep hoping that too. But I've not seen hide nor hair of it. All I've seen is emptiness. So I'm always perplexed as to why this is the life God chose for me, really. This is the best he could do, huh? Well, a little disappointing. Insanely disappointing. But I keep praying, okay, God, when you gonna do better than this? When's it gonna get better? Have I not been a faithful enough child for a little bit better than this? I think I have. And I know everything's about, oh, it's all God's timing. Yeah, it's all God's timing. But while you're waiting for God's timing, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to do while you're just waiting. Till then, your life is sure empty. Sure, I can find other stuff to fill my life with. The problem is I don't want none of that. There's nothing I want. So what do you do when there's nothing else you want? Fill it with a bunch of stuff you don't want? Yeah, that's fun. What do you do when the only thing you want is you don't have? Somebody tell me how you can make yourself want something else. Tell me that. I mean, I know how to make yourself do something else, but how do you make yourself want it? Yeah, that I have never succeeded at. How do you make that be something good? It's the eternal question that I seem to have. Alright, so there's all my corn in there. So I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to break all this up. And I have melted butter and salt in here. I'm going to add some pepper too. But you can tell it was real corn cut off the cob because it's got all the little pieces still stuck together. They're really stuck together too. So I'm going to turn that up a little bit and get it a little warmer. And then I'm going to make something I have never made before. I've eaten it one time, I think. I don't know if it was this exact... Oh, I got a piece of husk in there. I don't know if it was this exact flavor. I don't know what flavor it even was because somebody else made it. My mother has the piece of ham at her house that we're going to cook when I get there. Because that's Dad's favorite, so we're making him ham because that's his favorite. And I don't like ham, and she can only eat a little bit of it. So I'm actually going to cook some of this to add to it. It's a smoked beef sausage. This is all beef, so she'll be able to eat that, I hope. I don't know if she's ever even had this before. So I'm going to cook that. And all you really do is like saute it in a pan, I think. I have never made this before. But like I said, I've eaten it once, but I don't know if it was the beef one. I don't know which one they made. But let's get a pan. Let's use our little skillet here. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to get a little cutting board here. Let's go back over to here. And I'm going to cut this into slices and heat it over there. Now, normally, I don't like smoked meat at all. I don't like smoke. But for some reason, I like this. I don't get it, but I do. It's smoked. But I like it. So I'm going to, like, cut it on the angle. So, I guess I should probably a little oil in this or something. I don't even know. Well, I have not made this before. Just barely going to put any in there. Swirl it around. I don't want to make it like super greasy though. Here we go. Turn that on. So let's finish slicing this up. And so I think this may be the first time my mother will have ever had this. It's only going to be like the second time I did. Why have I never made this? I don't know. It sure is easy though. So I think this will help her some, since she just can't do much pork stuff. So I think this will actually make quite a bit of meat here. But the one time I had this, I'm like, well, that's really good. I'm surprised I like it because it's smoked, but I sure did. All right. And then this one, they have, you know, ones that are pork, and I don't know, they have different flavors. But I just got this one because I thought, you know what, she'll be able to probably digest that easier. Be easier on her stomach, I hope. We're going to find that out. And then we're going to make our deviled eggs, then we're ready to go. So all we do is slice it up, put it in the pan. There may be other ways to make this. I have no idea. That's how I'm making it. I hope it all fits in the pan. There we go. I get it all down to the bottom of the pan. It barely fits in here. There we are. Let that sizzle. So I'm going to wash my knife, and then we're going to make our deviled eggs. So this is normally something I also do not measure, but I looked up a recipe for it. Oh, let's do that. Just so I can have a recipe. So it said 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise and a teaspoon of mustard. But I'm going to try actually mixing that separate and adding it a little at a time so we don't overdo. Okay, so here we go. Get rid of this package. Let me go ahead and turn that on too. Well, it looks like it's going to be good. So we're going to have that. We're going to have some ham. All right, let's put this here. Let's get some mayonnaise and mustard and the pickle. That's really all I put in it. Salt and pepper. I need to put a little pepper in my corn. I didn't do that, so hold on here. Pepper in the corn. I don't usually put pepper in it for some reason, but I'm going to put pepper in it. I don't know why I don't usually do it. You can always add it later. Stir it up. It's getting where it's separating a little better. Let's have a taste of the corn, see what it tastes like. That's yummy. So I'm actually, well, let's mix this up first. I need to peel my eggs. Well, let's do 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Oh, drop my lid. Wash my lid. Okay. Mayonnaise. I can hardly reach it down to the bottom. Guess I should have gotten a spoon, different spoon to do this. Oh, goodness. Alright, hold on. This won't reach down to the bottom. I'm getting it all over my hands. There we go. There you are. That's about 3 tablespoons. I think that's actually too much. I think that's 3 tablespoons. Get this off my hand. Teaspoon of mustard. Let me check this meat here. Oh, it's looking pretty. Okay. Try to brown a little bit. Yep, it is. Make sure it's not burning. We got it on medium. Here we go. Teaspoon of mustard. I usually don't measure. It's just I'm showing other people. You might want to say, I want to do it just like that. Then you'll know what I did. There you go. And we're going to stir that up. And we're going to add some pickles. Now this recipe doesn't even tell you to add pickles, but I guarantee you we're going to add some pickles. It says add a little salt and pepper, so let's do some pepper. Not measuring, I'm just sticking pepper in there. Some more in the corn. So it ain't going to take much salt, just like a little sprinkle. Okay, there you go. So that bears the dressing part. So then I'm going to put the eggs in here. Use a little bowl. So I'm going to peel the eggs. Here, let's take this over here. The dating app. Yeah, I've thought about the dating apps. I think most of them cost money. I think there might be free ones. I know. You know 2 people have found it. I'm going to have to do it. I keep saying I'm going to do that. And then I keep hearing horror stories of people who... And I'm like, oh, do I want to go through that to find the right person? I think I'm going to have to. Because, I don't know, it's not working any other way, is it? I think I'm going to have to. Okay, so here's my eggs. I like to peel them under water because it helps get the peeling off usually. I peeled some last night. They peeled a lot easier than this one appears to want to. Of course, the ones I save for deviled eggs are the ones that aren't going to peel well. It's peeling a little bit better at this end. But whatever it does, that's what we're going to have. So, however it peels, that's what we're going to... It's going to look a little funky. That's alright. That was number 1. Here's number 2. It's going to smash it all around. Let's see if this one will peel better. That one was not a good peeler. Hear all that meat sizzling. It is peeling better, but it is not peeling fast. I've only got 4 eggs. There we go. That wasn't too bad. It's worth a try. You can always meet them with a friend. That's true. Or tell a friend. Yeah, definitely could do that. Definitely could. I actually did that for my niece. And she married the guy she met, so they're extremely happy. Of course, I think, yeah, she was 20-something, though. But I'm sure there must be people my age. I read one time that people my age, which would be like late 50s, they're looking for women in their 30s and 40s. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't really want to have to marry somebody 70. That's a little too old. So are people my age, men my age, even looking for women my age? I don't know. Maybe there is somebody. I know a lot of people recently. A lot of people seem to be the guy is marrying a much younger woman. But maybe I'll find somebody my age who wants to marry a woman his age. But I did that with my niece on her first date with a guy she met online. It was on one of those websites. I'm not sure which one it was. It was on one of those websites. She wanted to go meet him. She says, I'm so scared. He seems like a nice guy, but I don't really know. And I said, well, why don't I drive you down there? Because it was in a restaurant in a shopping mall. Like, not an indoor mall, but like a shopping center. And I said, I'll just hang around. I'll drop you off behind the building. He won't even know you were dropped off unless you want to tell him. Let me turn this meat over. And I'll just hang around and shop, and you can text me if you want me to show up real fast. You need help, or you want rescued or anything. And she's like, okay, let's do that. So I drove her down there. Kind of hung around in some of the other stores. And I'm like, well, I hope she's okay. She was. They're very happy. So that worked out really well. Because you just never know if the person's going to turn out who you think they are. And he did, so she lucked out. Finding somebody. She sure found somebody. So I guess I should try it. I keep saying I'm going to try it, but then I chicken out. Guess I'm just old-fashioned and wish God would just send me somebody. But I'm telling you, that's how I met my former husband. It just seemed like he just showed up one day. That didn't work out at all. So maybe I should be wanting to try a different way, huh? You might find a younger man. I guess I could, but then I'd hate to saddle a younger man with an old woman, though. I know people that happen to, though, and they're very happy. So that could happen, I guess. Okay, so there's that. I got some of that meat a little too brown, but I think it's okay. All right, let's take this egg. This is funny. This egg has a little attachment here. Cut it in half. Take out my yellows. Only the rest of the eggs worked pretty well. They peeled pretty well. They're cooked really well. That's good. I have a tendency sometimes to get these a little too wet, and I'm trying not to do that today. I mean, I don't want it dry, but I don't like it runny either. And sometimes I have a tendency to like, uh-oh, too runny. Then what do you do? So that's why I mixed up the other stuff together, and then I'm going to add it a little at a time, and we'll see. I'm not just going by the recipe. I don't even know how many eggs it said that did. No idea. Didn't even read that part. But this is 4 eggs. I'm going to try a piece of that meat. Since I'm not sure, I'm actually going to eat this burnt piece because we'll get rid of it. It's hot. I'm going to let it sit there. My corn is just bubbling away. Let me stir that up a little. Ooh, that corn's going to be good. Fresh corn. Got this turned down a little now. Let's see if I can. Ew, yep. Oh, yummy. Mm-hmm. Somebody explain to me why I do not like smoked meat, like ham. I don't like smoked turkey. But I like the smoked sausage. I don't get it. Don't get it, but I like it. So there we go. Let's take another burn piece. Alright, so I'm going to take a pork. But because normally I do not like smoked meat at all, but that doesn't taste terribly smoky. I don't know why. God needs a little help. Yeah, I'm starting to think that. Hi. Happy Easter. You know, you would think God doesn't need help, but I don't know that it's that he needs help, but he just may want you to do something just because that's the way he wants to do it. You know? Sometimes he does use people, not necessarily because he needs help, but just because he wants you involved, I guess. He wants to use you, so maybe that's what he's wanting. Do a little something for yourself, and then I'll use that. I think that, yeah. And if I just get over kind of being scared that I'm going to find another bad person. Because I know there's more bad ones out there. I know they all are, but there are some. Okay, so then, and my favorite part, pickles. Sweet pickles. My favorite part. But I'm going to tell you, this is where it gets runny. And I don't want it runny. So I'm going to take these pickles and try to squeeze some of this juice out of them. Well, I was going to try to put it in a strainer. I have an extra strainer somewhere. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is, I think. Yep, right here. Ooh, let's try another piece of meat. This is good. I'm going to eat it all. It's just not that smoky. I mean, alright, here we go. I don't know how many pickles I'm going to need, but boy do I like pickles. Alright, so let's take some out. Let's do the strainer. I'm actually going to squeeze it in a paper towel though, because straining it doesn't get off enough juice. Because I really don't want this soupy. But I want pickles. So I'm actually going to squeeze them dry in a paper towel. Yes, this looks crazy. Find my own way. But you know, you do this with spinach. If you squeeze out frozen spinach, you got to squeeze it in a paper towel to get the water out. So I don't know how many pickles that is. A couple tablespoons of pickles. Ooh, I got the water out too. They are not soupy. Ooh, I'm happy with that. Real happy with that. Okay. I know the pickle juice does add some flavor though, but it's too runny. I could just put pickles in these and eat them. Just pickles. Alright, so let's try some of our dressing here. Let's put a spoonful in. Stir that up. See what we get. Another spoonful in. This is mayonnaise and mustard and salt and pepper mixed together. It is 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I'm bumping my holder here. 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise and a teaspoon of mustard. So I just wanted to get the ratio. That ratio. That's why I looked up the recipe. Ooh, I think squeezing the juice out of the pickles is the magic trick to make it not runny. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I don't like it oozy. Alright, let's use our spoon here. And we're going to fill our little eggs. Oh, they're going to be so good, and they're not going to be runny. Ooh, yeah. Mom loves these. That's why I make them. Let's get a little transport here. Don't be my little transport. Something on the bottom. A little carrier. I think I can turn this meat off too. Let's turn that off. So we'll have 8 halves. So that will be a couple for me, a couple for Mom, a couple for Dad, and Mom will have some left over. which is what she's going to want. Maybe I can get them all in one. Good. I have to be careful not to overfill. I have a tendency to do that. And then you don't have any extra. I got 3 to go. Okay. 3 to go. 1. This one did really well. It's got nice firm wool all the way around. Get some of the, I don't like to waste anything. 2. Meat is making all that racket over there. And 3. This one is a little sad. Let's see if we can scrape the bowl and get a little bit more. Oh yeah, there's plenty more in here. Gotta pick it up. And there we go. There is my Easter spread, except for the ham, which is at Mom's house. Let's take a little bit from this one and put it on that one. Get a little more even. With pickles. And they did all fit in one. Good. Okay. Clean my knife here. And we're all ready to go. So let's do lid. Oh, they fit in there perfect. Then we're going to pick up this meat. We're going to take it. I'm going to eat that last piece. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to make this more often. Unless Mom don't like it. This meat, because boy, that's easy. Come on. They don't want to let me pick them up. Put it all in there. Even the parts that are a little over brown still taste really good. It's like, yeah, totally doesn't matter. Didn't hurt it at all. There we go. Sausage. And then, I'll show you one more thing. From last night, all ready to go. Lemon meringue pie. Ah, it's going to be so good. So I'm going to go ahead and go. You have a very happy Easter, and I hope you have a good dinner as well. Bye.